Finally, we have returned with the DreamHack Master Spring 2020, and we are about ready to put a bow on this one and send you the gift that is Astralis taking on G2 right here at Best of 3. Welcome back, everybody. Group A will begin to conclude on the back of this. We've already sent North packing, and of course, we're looking to send some more friends packing, or at least have some more friends over, which is why we brought Jacob Vinica into the picture. Jacob, how was your morning? Tell us about everything that we've missed in your life.
Everything you missed in my life. I started out with a football game with some of my friends, Trace, and I'm ready to watch some quality Counter-Strike, so I am good.
So, Jacob, I mean, how did that game go? Because I don't feel like, he hasn't really told us if he's won or lost. Small
exactly, game, I noticed that.
So,
I'm the type of guy who scores a lot of goals and lose regardless because my team sucks. Kind of what it was in my professional career as a Counter-Strike player. Always dropping 30 kills, still losing. MSL didn't do his job. AC didn't do his job, still lost. So I always have somebody to blame. I played a good game, but we lost anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, and Jacob, there was going to be a bail button I was going to throw out there for you, but it would seem as though you didn't want anything to do with it, and that's completely fine too. We need to start talking about the best Danish team that you're not a part of, Jacob, that everybody else seems to be a part of. That's Astralis. We got G2 in the house as well. So I mean, just pending where we want to start this thing, I think that this is a great place to start talking about Astralis. Of course, the Danes from Daneland, Danemark, whatever you want to call it. Jacob, talk to me about this powerhouse.
You know what, Blair? Take it away. I wanted an unopinioned, unpresented presentation of Astralis. I want you to tell me exactly how you feel about Astralis.
I feel they make me happy in my happy parts. Let's put it that way. Okay. They are a team who everyone wants to emulate. They're insane. They're the best in the world right now. And despite losing 9,000 IQ in-game leader, hard fragger Mr. Glay for the next couple of months, they get in Yugi, who we've all seen hasn't done jack in the past couple of years, and somehow he shows up as well alongside them, and they still manage to steamroll their way through their group stage. They dismantled North yesterday. The first day, it was a much closer affair from Heroic, obviously, but it was the first game as well for young Yugi in that lineup. They're impressive, and right now it's a rematch against G2. And here's what's interesting: this lineup have played 9 maps in Astralis in the past since its inception. They've won 1, and that was Dust 2. That's it. So, are things going to change today? I don't know. I don't think so.
What do you say, Trace?
I was going to ask you the same thing. What do you say, Jacob? Because I feel like, I contribute
you're the host?
The conversation there. And you are sitting in the middle. I guess that would completely nullify you as a host. But more importantly, I want to know what you think about the acquisition of Yugi. I feel like you're very opinionated on that.
Yeah, you're right. I just wanted to try a job for a while, right? It seemed to be pretty easy. Anyway, I think Yugi is one of those players that we haven't, as Blair said, we haven't seen him play well in 2 or 3 years. We saw him 3 years ago in Heroic being the next star of Denmark. A lot of people, including myself, were saying to ourselves, all right, we got the next device. We got the next big superstar right here in Yugi. He had half a year where he was going absolutely crazy. He was playing some of the best Counter-Strike I've ever seen a dude at that age do. But ever since, it's just been a steady decline in level. His stint in North was very disappointing. I thought that was his last chance. I thought that was him supposed to redeem himself. He didn't do that. Now we got another shot here in Astralis. He's not going to get the AWP role. We saw that Device is going to be the primary opera still, so he has to redefine himself as a player. So big task ahead, but as Blair said, he's gotten off to a good start. That being said, though, against some less skilled opponents, North Heroic, not really the top tier of the creme de la creme Counter-Strike at the moment. So I still want to see him do well against a team like G2 and potentially also face Fnatic and Esports, who are the top dogs at the moment.
And I'm not sure what it was. Perhaps it's just on my end that it sounds like Jacob is speaking through a scuba system, but that's completely fine. We'll sort that. In the meantime, we're going to hear from the champs themselves. That's Astralis. What do they got to say?
I feel like we played against G2 so many times by now, so it kind of feels like we are kind of prepared for all the maps since we've been going up against them in a best of 5 lately. I'm a little bit worried in the sense that you maybe feel like too prepared, that you maybe don't look too much in your notes. I mean, you maybe be like, oh, we just played against them like a couple of times and we can remember everything they do, and then all of a sudden they might change something and then you get out of your comfort zone. So I think we have to be really focused on that game specific.
They've got the player about the kid defusing it. Oh, okay.
Dropping and changing, has a perfect lineup. He caught the first. Running out of time, running out of chances. Now they've run out of smoke. Tags Kenny, still defusing. He gets Kenny, yes. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how it ends.
when you look at G2, I think they have a really solid mix of some really good individual players, especially in Kenny's, Hunter, and Nexter. I think they're a team that has really stepped up in a lot of ways, but when it comes to team play and individual prowess, I'd say that we are stronger in all aspects. I think we have the best team in the world, and I don't think anyone can take that away from us. Then you have a team like G2 or a team like FaZe Clan that when they do live up to their expectations and play their A game, you do really need to play your A game as well to be able to beat them, like in terms of individual levels. But I'd say that the team play is definitely a way higher grade for us.
And, well, with Astralis noting just about everything that they need to note right there, this is a championship team still, and more importantly, they're setting a precedent. I think that we're going to start to see more teams field a depth within their roster. Blay, what do you think?
Yeah, they're definitely setting a precedent, and I love the way they've adapted. Look at Group A storyline-wise, right? You have North coming in with a brand new stand-in, right? You have Heroic, who are a month-old team, with Nico getting picked up recently and losing their coach Lome, like I think a month and a half back. And then you have GT, who have been looking shaky. You play Astralis, you're like, all right, you lose your in-game leader, perhaps the greatest in-game leader CSGO has ever seen. And now you have a stand-in coming in. Hey, look at that. It's like a little pet monkey.
Oh, run along to your imaginary things.
Right. But thankfully, they don't have someone like Hugo in that lineup. But anyway, what's impressing me the most with Astralis is the fact that the way they've managed to somehow include Yugi into the lineup, they've just had a couple of days to work with. And it's a different Astralis we're seeing. It's not the cleanest of Counter-Strike. It's not the most tactical Counter-Strike, but now the individual prowess that's showing. And it's just scary for me, just to show that even though they might make a few mistakes here and there, like Pim did point out yesterday, because of the lack of a proper in-game leader, they are still a force to be reckoned with. And I don't think this is going to be any way easy for G2.
So, Jacob and Blay, I want to kind of put this one out there to you now because we need to start talking about specific maps they're in. Now, let's talk about what we're thinking we're going to see here in a veto. I think it's going to be very important, obviously, with G2 and Astralis. They're both kind of heavy hitters in their own way, but then again, G2 has a way to kind of lose things from time to time. So, where are we thinking this ends up? What maps do we think the G2 lose on?
We're not going to see Mirage, right? That's for sure. Question is if we are going to see Overpass or Nuke, because first time they played around in the Road to Rio, G2 took a big chance and they vetoed Nuke, and then Astralis of course picked Overpass and they absolutely dismantled G2. And now they, in the second matchup they tried to play Nuke against Astralis and got absolutely dismantled. So I don't know where G2 is gonna go with that one. I think G2 could remove potentially both Overpass and Nuke. I expect them though to get rid of Overpass so we get to see Nuke again, because that should be the better version of G2 we can see on the map like Nuke. But to be completely honest with you, Trace, I think Astralis already have a one-up right here, you know, in terms of their own map pick. There should be no way that Astralis is going to lose either Overpass or Nuke, which one they get to pick.
And I think you could be onto something there. Within this G2 lineup, though, it was so much of a time where we gave them that cushion to kind of understand and kind of build around what is the idea of, hey, we're going to work together, we're going to be an international lineup, we have to overcome some communication issues. But I think we're past that, and I think that that is kind of exactly where we find ourselves. Now we get to see what the performance end of G2 looks like and where it takes us. Now, in terms of maps play, what are you feeling?
I agree with Pimp 100%. I think Astralis is no way they're not going to get either Overpass or Nuke, right? And whichever they get, they're going to be very comfortable on. G2, that's a question mark. What are they going to pick? They picked Vertigo the first time in both the games they played against Astralis in the Road to Rio. And both the times, they got completely wrecked, so to speak. And even if you look right now, who did they play Vertigo against? They played against Heroic. 16-13 win, very close affair. And then they lost 16-10 to a Northside who are right now limping along. So which G2 are going to be showing up? If they go with Vertigo, it's going to be a very, very close affair. And that is what makes me very uncomfortable for this G2 lineup. Inferno, Astralis looks so good in Inferno right now, even with the Yugi playing, right? Then what's remaining? Dust 2, do they really want to go there again?
Yeah.
They don't have options. And that is a very worrying thing for G2.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Jacob, and you know, I love just cutting you off right in the moment. It feels so good to me.
So many times. Yeah.
It's such a return of toxicity. I'm kidding. You're not a toxic person. Actually, Jacob, you've been getting a lot of hate. I love you to death. And I also love that side of G2. Let's hear what they've got to say going into this best of 3.
Astralis, it's a different team to play against. First of all, they quite have the same level online and offline, to be honest. Even though online everyone is more like a bit more free than you are in offline. But yeah, this is the same team, and that's the annoying part, is that if you play at 30% of your level as a team, and if you play a bit scared, individually like it might happen yesterday, I don't think you can actually beat them. It's not possible. You need to bring your A game, and you also need to be comfortably playing without being scared. You know, and that's a really tough task because beating Astralis requires so many things that it's just hard to have them on a day.
Keep them at bay, and there's another one where that came from. They're going to take so much damage. Oh, God, they're bleeding. All of Astralis limping now towards the A site. 35 seconds, but the frag does go their way. Magist opens up onto Kenny. Nexa realizing the time and the damage is on his side.
When you play Astralis, don't think about winning. You just think about kicking their ass, you know? You want to kick their ass. It doesn't matter how it goes. You have to run at them. You have to not be scared, and you see how it goes, and then you create a momentum. And with that momentum, you can beat them.
Momentum, something I do love to see from the side of G2, but for us guys, it's actually that time where we see what the map vetoes are rather than you guys just speculating, which is what I'd prefer anyway, right off the top. So, final bets, where are you placing them and who's going to be winning it?
Get me a train, G2. Take a chance, take a gamble, get train. Astralis haven't been looking good at train at all. Despite winning 3 in a row, it's been in overtime and they go for the Dust 2 pick. Okay, I understand that. They used to be good in Dust 2. Astralis is not necessarily the best team in the world in Dust 2, but all I can say after looking at these 3 maps, Dust 2, Nuke, and Vertigo, best of luck, G2. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with Pim. That was the one opportunity, the one chance to pick train. Yeah. And obviously, if they're going to pick it the first phase, then Astralis is going to ban it out. And Astralis looked very mortal like on against Heroic on that train map. They did manage to get the win, but it wasn't overtime. It was a very, very close, scrappy affair as well.
Let me put it into context for you, right? The reason why G2 is not going to pick Train is because they lost the past 2 games they played Train quite convincingly to Mousesports. Mousesports, though, is one of the best Train teams in the world, yes. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. You look towards Astralis, as you said, they won in overtime against Heroic, they won in overtime against ENCE, who's just made a roster change, they won in overtime against Dignitas, who'd be fair, right? They're not really a great team at the moment. It's still Dignitas, old legends, but still not up there where it's really fun to play. So Astralis have played 3 overtime games in a row on the map of Train against some lower tier opponents, yet G2 still doesn't feel comfortable enough to pick it against them. That tells quite the story about how messed up G2 are in this video, and there's basically no way they can do it.
Yeah, and Jacob, I kind of just want to piggyback there for a second. I think that you were kind of going on one of those things that you do. So let's just clarify it. You think the Dignitas are garbage? Is that what you said?
That's not what I'm saying, Therese. I think Dignitas is a fantastic team to watch. They're entertaining. It's sometimes fun to watch old legends not be so good at football anymore, right? As well, when you see Ryan Giggs play for Manchester United in the later stages, he was still somewhat decent, but not back to the level that he was when he was a young gun. So same for Dignitas, very entertaining to watch, and potentially could be a decent team, if they get it together. But let's be honest, Dignitas is not a top 10 team, and Astralis should not go into an overtime game against a team like Dignitas. So if there was an opportunity right here, it would have been on Train. G2 didn't pick it. I understand why, but still, it was like the one curveball you could have thrown at Astralis.
The one curveball. We're not even playing baseball, which is insanity to me that there can be curveballs in a digital video game such as Counter-Strike. But moreover, get your digital fingers ready. And by that, I mean your Twitter fingers, everything that you've got. I want to see where your votes lie. We're going to do a Twitch vote right now, right here. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it up so that you can see what to vote on. It's either hashtag Astralis or hashtag G2. We've made it Barney style simple for you guys around here. And what that does mean is we're going to tally up all those votes. We're going to have Jacob crunching the numbers on his little math machine. And then we're going to come back and we're going to put a bow on this one before we kick off this best of 3. This is the DreamHack Master Spring 2020. We'll be right back. DreamHack is a Swedish production company specializing in esports tournaments and other gaming conventions. It is recognized by the Guinness Book of Records and, of course, the Twin Galaxies as being the world's largest LAN party. But guess what? We're out on LAN, baby. We're online, and it's Astralis taking on G2 in a best of 3 here. With me, of course, is Jacob and Student, and we're ready to jump right into it as I read right off of Wikipedia to get us into this game. Guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the numbers that we've crunched here. Some of the numbers that you've added up, Jacob. I know that math seems to be your strong suit. So what do the numbers tell you about our Twitch chat?
If the Twitch chat did not vote 99.9% in favor of Astralis, they are doing something wrong.
So is this your stand you're going to make with Twitch chat right here, right now, in this moment? You're going to
Twitch
stand
chat is wrong and potentially not as smart as I am? Yeah, sure.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, Student, would you think that that is an appropriate response? Twitch chat, I mean, I look at it.
Would you say
these people have feelings? Yeah. These people have feelings.
No, they're people. I don't know why being so toxic to a chat. I mean, they have emotions after all.
Yeah.
They care about their feelings.
Yeah.
This is a little bit bullying. They're not experts like you. You know, they might have their own opinions. Maybe they like the memes. Maybe they like G2 59-41. Yeah. There we go, pimp.
Yeah, and you know, it
showed you where your place.
Very close. It's actually completely off kilter of what you're saying there.
99.9.
So, in this moment, if you had to, you had to give that speech, you have to say, look, if you didn't believe in Astralis before G2 walked in the server today, what would you say, Jacob? How would you pose that onto the Twitch chat themselves?
The thing is, it's not about Astralis being good, because we know Astralis is good, and we don't really know how good they're going to be with Yugi on the team, right? We've seen them in 2 games so far. It's been looking great, but it could still be the honeymoon period. We don't know. The problem for me is the reason why I don't believe in G2 is the fact that they are not playing well right now. G2 is I would say they're in a crisis in terms of the way they play. The results they're getting, still somewhat decent in the tournaments they're playing. Somehow they're getting by, by winning close game and scrambling all the way through. But the way they play Counter-Strike right now, the way Malik said it yesterday, we know we're not playing good right now, and that is very true. You can see it in the body language on the server. It does not look good for G2. I would firmly believe that this could be a 50-50 game if G2 were playing up to the level we saw in Katowice, for an example. But right now, the fact is Astralis is a much better playing team. G2 is not looking good, so to go against Astralis in this one would be a mistake.
And just 5-6 days ago, we're looking at a G2 that beat a FaZe. They beat a Vitality. Yeah. They kind of put Heretics down a little bit in terms of a team that was budding and shining through. And it's just weird to kind of wrap your head around. But I guess for us to wrap our head around things, we'd also have to wrap our fingers onto the keyboard and type our predictions, which is kind of what we've already asked Twitch chat to do. So now I want to start with you, Jacob. I know that you're in the Astralis camp big time here, but what would be the ultimate crutch? What would take them down a notch and put G2 over them in this best of 3?
If G2 could find the level we saw two weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, where they were actually playing some somewhat decent Counter-Strike, I firmly believe this could be a very close game, and G2 could potentially even win it. If Astralis is keeping up the level we saw from yesterday, the level we've seen the past few weeks, there's no way G2 is winning. So G2, they have to play well, and if they do that, we have a game on our hand. If not, Astralis is going to run away with it, and I think they will too tonight.
Okay, Sudin, you know what time it is. Let's hear it, man.
I have to agree with Pimp this time. It makes me really sad, but I have to agree with Pimp that Astralis should have this one in the bag very comfortably. You look at the map pool, it's going to be Astralis all the way. And it's kind of ironic, right? They're playing with a stand-in, so to speak. I know it's a 6th player and everything, but Yugi, he's now, what, 2 days old in his team? And they're still a favorite team over G2. That goes to show how far G2 have fallen. And Pimp hit the nail on the head when he said their body language in the server, the way even Malik was speaking yesterday, they're not feeling comfortable. And bear in mind, they would have been out, if not virtually out, if not for the fact that they managed to fumble that bomb defuse thing yesterday. So I think G2 are on borrowed time at the moment, and I do believe that's going to run out in the server when they face off against Astralis today.
Which is a crazy thing, because obviously I guess I have to give my prediction too, and my brain is telling me, why would you pick anything other than Astralis? But my heart... My heart bleeds for Kenny S, who lost on his birthday, and ultimately I'm going to go with Astralis because I haven't lost my mind completely. Again, 69 days of pure broadcast here, and I think I'm going to stick to my guns here. I love the G2 project. I loved everything that it has kind of stood up to be up to this point, and now we're just looking to make sure that they can stand back on those legs that they've created for themselves. And I want to also take this time to thank you both for joining me here. We're going to go ahead and bring in our commentators now. We do have Hugo and Harry. We do love to hear from them. Moreover, I love to talk to them. They're so far away, fellas. It's been some time.
Yeah,
you want to get dinner together later?
Trace. Minutes since I saw you around the corner of the room. I like that they put this big old wall here, so I physically don't have to look at you while you're doing your hosting. But you are doing a great job. Keep it up, man.
So Hugo, if we were gonna do this right, I think I should high five this side. So high five you, Hugo.
Okay.
Go on.
Wait, I'm going this way. I'm looking the wrong way. Okay, Trace, you ready? You ready?
Yeah,
3,
ready?
2, 1. Yeah, that worked. You hear the clap?
That was pretty good. Sound effects on point. The Foley effects artist is in the building. Good stuff. Hugo and Harry, go ahead and take it away from here. We got Astralis G2 in the server. I'm done talking.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Trace, indeed. And Hugo, we got a great game about to come our way. Astralis, they are on a 10-series win streak right now. They are looking good. They're yet to drop a game with Yugi in the squad. Admittedly, only played 2 series since, but it has been 2 dominant series for Astralis. So, yeah, I tell you what, right, like we were kind of wondering what would happen to Astralis on the back of bringing Yugi in over Glaive. And I think a lot of people were expecting more of a struggle than it's been for them thus far, right? It's actually looked kind of, I don't want to say easy, because some of these games have still been close, but, you know, I still am liking what we're seeing from the squad right here, right now.
Wow, I don't even know what that was. It was a boombox. Thanks, Trace. We'll get the jams.
I'm bringing it up. You just threw it into the room.
Music?
You
I don't know.
leave it on the ground.
We'll put that there. We haven't quite got the tracksuits with them, but maybe your mullet's lying around somewhere in the back. Either way.
Wait, but... no, it's
save that.
just nothing under there, actually.
That's DreamHack After Dark. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this one's going to be fun. As you know, you mentioned Astralis. They've had, I mean, very different games, right? You look at the Heroic game, competitive, 30-rounder overtime. You look at the North game, destruction. So which one is this going to be? Where will Astralis find themselves? Are G2 going to be able to put up a fight? If they are, it can't be anywhere but Dust 2. This has been a home map for G2. They love picking it. They don't like winning it as much, but sometimes they do. So we'll see if today is one of those days. A CT-sided start for G2 and a lot of utility for Astralis. 3 sets of nades. We've got a pistol dropped over as well. Actually, not even dropped over. Magis is just using the P250 Kevlarless, and G2 have had enough of waiting. They wait 5-10 seconds. That is all the patience they have in their racket. They're going to completely flank mid and walk up on this long play. Astralis have no idea what's behind them.
Yeah, this is a very weird round, and Yugi is going to discover it all too soon, and he actually only spots 1 man there on the peak. So the fact that there's 3, that is info that's going to go amiss to Astralis. And now Hunter and Kenny closing the distance, closing the gap. It is just Device and Dupree left. They're saving. They're running away. Honestly, I kind of like this decision. The bomb's not planted for them. They still get money. They didn't take any damage, and so they get a $350 investment onto the full armor.
So right now, what do? Your Device and Dupree, you buy head armor. I guess you get drops from AKs, from Yugi and Zip or Magis or whatever, and then you buy Deagle and you give it back to them. That's like the safe buy for Astralis. I'd actually love to see that here, right? You don't want the guys who saved the armor to have to buy the AKs, because then they can't afford the helmet. And there you go, $350 upgrade on the pair of them. It's actually a really good call, because look at the other side of the coin, right? What's the best case scenario Astralis could have got from fighting for that bomb? They probably wouldn't have won it in a 2-on-5, and they would have got what, like 1, 2, 3 kills. Like that's not worth it overall if you look at the money. So yeah, Astralis, they play the percentages, a term we often use when talking about the best team in the world. And well, many others that have tried and failed to copy what Astralis have provided for us. Quick technical timeout before we get back into the action. But just marvel at the buy that Astralis have brought us in this second round. Double AK, Scout and Magisk, Yugi, you know, got to take a hit with a Deagle, but Zip's on a Mach 10 as well. It's actually a really, really good situation. So Astralis, they are going to be happy moving forward. G2, of course, taking the pistol round. You know, goes without saying. They are investing as well. But, you know, when you look at these buys, which one's better?
Yeah, that's it's like that clip from The Office, you know? We want you to tell the difference between these 2 buys. They're the same, Hugo. They are. And, you know, maybe they're not exactly the same, but in terms of the firepower that they're going to be outputting, this is a pretty evenly matched second round on the back of that save. So this technical pause drawing to a quick close there. And now we're going to get to see the fruits of this save, of this economic decision from Astralis. Double AKs out. Zipnix with his Mach 10 running and gunning out towards long. He's dropped Kenny S already, so a man advantage taken, a weapon to be retrieved, and suddenly Astralis, they're looking like the favorites here in this second round.
Yeah, forget it. I mean, already on the board, forget the AKs. It's the Mach 10 entrying, and the scout down mid does get a spot off, a tag onto Amanek, the 1 AUG in play, the 1 rifle left for G2 after that FAMAS was removed from long. Picked up by Zip, who will be moving up towards A. Device leading the charge. A lot of damage onto Jackson. A CT smoke, or at least a couple of them should come down here for Astralis to allow that cross towards the A bomb site. Smoke out from G2, but Device can watch this and make sure no one pushes through. He's got to go through the Molotov, and from the fire into his own death. Nexus on the site. G2 are stacked up here with 3 out of 4 of their players. Good damage done by Astralis, but it gets returned. Zip runs out of ammo after that kill. Nexa drops Yugi in the smoke, and now it's up to Zip and Magisk, who has no armor. This is a mess. Look at the health of G2. We have 2 players with 4 and 3 points of health. The bombs dropped for G2, and Astralis need to get control back.
This is such a weird round again. Magisk here with this scout could stand to do a lot. And Zipnik's 1 bullet, all that's required, but it's the same onto him, down to the 1v1. Nexa with 4 HP, and Magisk pops him his shot. Oh dear, this is an awkward one.
Wow.
Magisk is going to connect it, and he'll take the round for Astralis. They steal it away with the 4-spy.
He couldn't find any of those AKs. There was one on the ramp further up on the body of Device, but he'll get a FAMAS out of that one at least. Nexa, man, he stalls for so long. He does all this damage through the smoke. He gets 2 kills. He hides on sight, and then Magician just scouts him out of the round. He was so low. Couldn't take that bullet. Great work from Astralis to actually find that force out long, and that's pushed G2 in a buy of their own in round number 3. Deleted is Amanek through the door by Device. That's so quick. And Astralis, armed and sat outside of B, tempted, I'm sure. There's only 1 man inside that site. It's Hunter. Rotate from mid in the form of Kenny, gets a scout back. Will get spotted while doing so and retreats to the CT spawn, where he can likely just get smoked off if Astralis want to go for a mid to B play here. That's what things are looking like. Scout drops, the smoke arrives, and Kenny is pushed back. It's up to Hunter, who can't get it done, and now the B site is just open.
And that sucks for Kenny. Oh, he does see a foot, but he wasn't able to get the shot off. And even then, to make matters worse, Dupree is looking to deny him this scout save. Actually, it's a flawless round for Astralis in the very, very end. They deal with all the players on G2. And now there's no money left over for the G2 squad. Astralis really turning this one around from the rather slow beginning that we had. Pissed around obviously going in favor of G2. Into this round though, only pistols over here on the G2 side, and a slow start here. As they looked over towards long early, they now group up at the catwalk. Mid to B, looking to come in from Astralis. And they might just bypass each and every one of these pistols that lie on the catwalk. It kind of hinges on Magisk getting this information that the B site is clear. She should be about to grab and actually kind of spring the trap themselves. Device goes peeking up through the cap position and gets dealt with, but the bomb rotates away almost immediately. And so now G2, they grab the scout. That's pretty much all they've got. Astralis are going to grab this 3rd round. You weren't expecting these pistols to find much. And they are going to go grouping up over in T-spawn, leaving Amanek with the scout to hold down this this kind of mid to B rotate out of the site. Meanwhile, the pistol's going to wait back here in T-spawn and look to find anything. And really, like, you know, if you can get an AK out of this, you're happy if you're G2. It's not something you're going to, like, write home and tell your friends about, but I'll take it with you into the next round. Yugi and Dupree in the tunnels, not going to offer anything up, and so this should be pretty clean. I don't see Astralis looking to get too aggressive outside of the tunnels, especially not with all the noise being made by G2 on this side of the map. So they don't. Astralis, 3-1. But now the buy comes in. Now things get exciting for G2. We had to just... Hey, Hugo, nice to have you back on the broadcast again.
Yeah, pretty good. You know, I'm excited to be here. You know, PC just turned off, as it does.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's a hot day. PCs get hot. But tell you what else is about to heat up, Hugo. This series right now. Wow. G2 coming in with the buy. And this is where it gets exciting. Kenny is the AWP. There's an AWP in the hands of Device as well. And I cannot wait to see the head-to-head between these two.
Careful with the desk hitting, Harry. I know you're excited, but I think that's what caused it to switch off. So you've got to be very movement lacking, I guess. And that's something that, well, Amanek has figured out to perfection. He's hiding in the smoke. He's standing still. He's standing tall, but not for long. Magis will spam it. It felt too good to be true. And if it is, well, it usually is. 3-1, and Astralis look to lock in a fourth here with a B-bomb plant. Device has been caught lower, which is a bit of a problem. That's an AWP gifted. Nexa could just straight up save that, and that will be the game plan for G2. Already losing B with a man down. They don't want to consider retaking. It probably wouldn't go their way, and they have no kit either way. So G2 giving 4 to Astralis, but they do save a double AWP. So it's actually a pretty good round for G2, all things considered. But yeah, I mean, moving forward, definitely don't want to be spending your entire CT side saving. However, Astralis, that's their exact intention. They'd love you to do that. The first and not the last mid to be you're going to see in this T side. Astralis move out of the tunnels and will save all their guns. G2, same story on A. And now for G2, they got to make the decision, right? Do you want to drop guns over, which you can do. Jackson Nexa can give M4s to Hunter and Amanek, but what that will mean is you're going to split your money, right? Everyone has 3K right now. That would put you, you know, it's better for everyone to buy back down to 0. Or you're going to have, you know, a real difference between your players. And that's not something you don't really want if you want full rifle rounds. So G2 just eco on the 2 players who died last and hope these triple saved rifles can have good impact in this round. Kenny looking for a great off angle, catches Magis down lower. And G2 a man advantage. Amanek's going to go for the gun. He will get punished.
Ooh, looking like there might be some re-aggression from Hunter here, along with Jax at long. Kenny can line up a flashbang for them at Cart as well. And this runs a bit of a risk if your name is Zipex. He does lie in wait on the other side. Kenny's looking to be that first point of contact by the looks of things. And Jax is actually playing anti-flash on the corner. This is a nice little setup, though, and Astralis not aware that this is something that G2 have up their sleeve. This is nice, you know, we've seen G2 like assemble their chess pieces here at long, and now we have the attackers looking to try and take advantage of it. Flash goes round, Jax pivot, doesn't get flash because he was planning for this all round long. He admittedly wasn't able to deal with Device, and yeah, it's not looked as clean as he wanted it to. My goodness, Device and Zipex, they've dealt with it. And this leaves Hunter and Nexa in a 2-on-3. Nexa, the one man with anything to offer in this round, currently towards CT spawn. 20 seconds on this clock. Astralis, they've got 2 smokes at least. They could drop one of those into CT, and that's going to deal with Nexa well. But this bomb has got to go down long, and it's got to pick up the pace. Luckily enough, they deal with Hunter. They deal with it in time. It started to get a little bit worrying.
They had it anyway. I think the key there to note is the reason Astralis are playing slow there is because the bomb is long on Device, and they know that. G2 know the bomb is long, and they know Device is the last man there. So Astralis, they don't want to be like, Device, just go cross, man, you'll be fine. And then he dies with 10 seconds and loses the bomb. So they need to figure out where that last A player is. So Astralis, they wait the smoke out, they go out together, they kill Hunter, and then Device can cross.
The only reason I say it starts to get worrying is because Device threw the bomb into the site as though there was someone there and started to run long, and there was no one there to retrieve the bomb in the site. So then he had to go back across, and I mean, there was a world in which that got out of hand. There was 6 seconds. That's not like ample time to be making those little mistakes.
But all calculated by the Dane
it's
bots
all fine, right? That's just how Astralis work. Like, even when they do something that gets you a little bit worried, they still win the round. And here they go, up through Cat, Magisk opening up, and Hunter will answer back, but it's quickly dealt with, quickly traded. And Astralis are really exerting this pressure at the A side of the map. I don't know how Zipnix wins that fight. That didn't look like a fight he should have won ever, but he has. And this leaves Nexa and Amanek in a 2-on-4. They're saving. They're already bowing out. They're saying, yeah, we can't do this one.
That's so frustrating. Zip just runs through the long smoke. No flash, no indication, no warning, just Zipnix. And he just blows G2 out of the water there. I mean, great trade work up on Cat, Astralis. They throw Magisk at the problem. Magisk gets a kill. He dies. Another player, Dupree peeks out, trades. That's the A side gone. It's done, isn't it? And then the long player, because he's so focused on the catwalk play that just came from nowhere, he gets caught out by a long rush. So, yeah, I mean, I said G2 don't want to, or don't want to spend their entire game saving. They may not have a choice, because Astralis has done a great job at just forcing G2's hand every time and guaranteeing the round off in the first couple of kills. Saves attempted here. Nexter, good luck. He's out of ammo, and they're just going to keep shooting. They have more bullets than him. 2 players, twice as many bullets. The math is there. And Zipex, he's going to kill him, leaving only Amanek to save. Astralis goes 6-1 up and brutalize the economy of G2. Would not be a good idea to buy right here. If ooh, they're going to pause. Maybe they're going to do it. G2. I mean, if they want orbs, this is not the buy that's going to get you orbs, that's for sure. So likely a low investment, a half buy around this org from Amanek, and G2 can fully buy up in the next round with everything they need. Oh, wait, no, that's... Yeah, okay, that's a meme. Yep. I can't tell whether the reality ends and the joke starts. Is Jax joking, or did Jax even say that? I don't know. Was there actually a fire alarm?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I like these, like for that reason, it's like a little mystery. So Twitch chat, this one is for you. You have to figure it out. Was there really a fire in Nexter's building? And we'll keep giving you new cases to go on throughout the day, but that's your first mission, agents.
I will say, yeah, let's move away from it. Half buy from G2. Let's, quit before we get fired, Harry, maybe. Device moving up cat. The AWP is out for Astralis. G2 relying on just one gun. That gun is on A. It's going to be Amanek, man of the hour. Or at least hoping to be now in CT. And Astralis grouping up to take catwalk nice and methodically with utility. Zipex holding for the long play. Double setup here from G2 this time. They don't want to get cheese through a smoke anymore. But as a result, because they've double set up on long and they still want some control towards B, it's left A fairly open. Amanek's having to pivot between both mid and that catwalk position. That can often lead you, if Astralis fake you out and throw a mid to B smoke and then go cat, it can leave you stuck in CT, having to take those horrible headshot angle fights to the site. Instead, it is mid, and Amanek's here. The smoke blooms late, and so he gets a free kill. This bomb has been lost. Device needs cover. Next is trying to push, and Amanek goes through the smoke. Trades are good from Dupree, though. He keeps Astralis in this round, but Kenny has come from the back line with Jax alongside him. They don't know Device is here, although Kenny's going to try and chase him down. Oh, no, Yugi's dead. How is he dead? Device trades, but he's so low, he needs to escape, and he still hasn't got control of the bomb.
Well, let's see, Device, what can he do? 8 HP, and not checking to the left. This could be his downfall, as there is a man waiting back at the B-bomb site. Now, the smoke has kept Jax at top mid. Not going to go through that. Device closing the distance into B, but surely he's not ready for this position, and he's not. Hunter going to blindside him. And somehow, some way, G2 with the pistols, they find themselves a second round. It all kind of falls apart when...
I mean, that was a list of...
have his say in the matter.
That was like a list of problems for Astralis, right? The mid to be smoked, they pushed past it. Like, that's fine if you get the kill, but, the one gun that G2 had was there. Amanek gets a frag. Yugi in the 2-on-2, or 2-on-3 rather, is covering Device, who's stuck under Xbox, and he needs that kill on Kenny. If Yugi kills Kenny there, Astralis are fine. But, okay. Now we've got a bit more of the story, Harry. We've got a bit more of the picture.
Well,
the real question is...
You've done it.
Yeah.
We figured out the mystery.
The real question is, was Nexter actually cooking frogs?
Look, man.
Or was that just a straw?
I don't think I don't know, Hugo, I like the dedication to trying to solve this one. No.
One of the greatest
there you go.
mysteries.
Look, no. You just got hard no. That whole graphic has spaced. Right. I mean, good job.
That's AZ-esque, isn't it?
I'm 99% sure it is.
I'd love confirmation.
Let's bring up a yes.
Oh, great work, Elliot, if that is you. You've kept us smiling. Astralis, well, they kept G2 frowning. At least one round gets picked up off the back of that eco. Kenny's back on the AWP as well on the A site, but Astralis don't want anything to do with Kenny. They want B. Nexter and Amanek here with Oh, they're pushed as well. If Yugi gets a shot, if Device takes him down, anyone here for Astralis, Yugi pulls out a nade. Worst timing possible. There is a trade from dupreeh. He's so good at getting Astralis back into these rounds right when it looks like it's a done deal. But Astralis aren't committing. They think there's more players here. Little do they know, if they just pushed off the back of those kills, they would have had B for the taking. G2 were nowhere near. Luckily enough, Device might catch a player up on A, but Jax is not falling for it with B not being lost. Zipex tagged on the cross, and you got to wonder, if Astralis just committed, this round would have likely already been done. dupreeh can still make it so. He's flanked middle. He's taken down that B rotation. He's split G2 up, one per site. Oh, this is sweaty.
Yeah, it's gross, and in a way, I kind of love it. dupreeh on 3, and now looking for a kill at B. There's a man called Hunter who's trying to have a bit of a say in the matter, and he will have more than that. He takes the head off of dupreeh, and Jax comes in to follow up. So G2, they're able to keep that one under wraps. They get that third on the board.
Yeah, like, I understand why dupreeh wouldn't want to go to that smoke, right? Like, there has been some time, but considering how quickly those fights went down, and knowing that that was a double B play, and therefore you don't have a mid player if you're G2, because you've leaned towards B early, and so essentially one of those B players is your mid player. Astralis could have taken that round off of the B kills, but instead they will give it to G2, and now this game gets a little bit more competitive. Nice fast pick from Device out long, but it is traded. Kenny in middle, dropping Magiska Cat. dupreeh through a smoke, and that is risky. No reward in this sense. Device has gotten the kill through the door, but he's lost Tip in the process. This is so brawly right now. Like, this is the exact kind of game that G2 won with the way that Astralis are giving them some of these fights. And so back towards B, Astralis do go. Kenny is here with the AWP. Back through the smoke. Yugi's just committing on his own. Device cut off by the utility. Kenny going above the box. The Molotov coming. He thinks they're in the tunnels. Does he know that Yugi's already out? The Molly's pushed him open. Yugi's missed a shot, and Kenny does get traded. Device with a chance to clutch.
Yeah, he needs the ace if he wants to pick this round up. And a 1v2 still to find. Jax and Nexa on the other side. Device spraying. Now trying to plant this bomb, and they don't let him. They don't let him get the plant. They rush him down, but they haven't found the kill. And Device, there's one. Oh, the follow-up. Device, what an ace! What a round, and what a play. You thought the G2 had done enough. They rush him off the bomb, but Device is not budging. Oh my goodness, what a round from this man.
What did G2 do? They just pushed the door, but they didn't get the kill. They let him isolate fights. They let him one-on-one them. They could have just pushed. He was planting Harry. He was mid-animation. G2 could have just run at him and won the round, but they set up. They let him fight them. And you don't want to let Device fight you, because look at what's happened. Oh, Hunter's jump just knows, and Hunter's forced to kill. Big play. Hunter knew that position was no longer valuable with his jump getting heard, and he does get away with at least one. Is it going to be enough, though? G2, they love winning ecos. They're obsessed with it. But this one should be out of their hand, even with Astralis walking into what is essentially a full stack. Yugi can come in lower on the lurk. Right now, he's holding for a cat retake from that mid position. dupreeh looking for the A picks. They are presenting themselves. Ooh, dear, lots of damage through the smoke. It's only one smoke down, big gap, and they're going to flash through it as well. Amanek, no fear. Another eco win, perhaps. Device has got to stop it all again. It's deja vu. This is the exact same situation as the eco that G2 last won. Device dinked, dead eventually. Yugi trades, but now he's in a clutch.
Yugi, if there ever was a time to show you got the goods, my friend, it is now. 1v2. There's an AWP been retrieved, and that finds its way into the hands of Amanek. That's probably going to be Yugi's tallest task. He's going for the bomb pickup, and you smooth criminal, Yugi. Ooh. You smooth man. He's grabbed it. He's stolen it away from them, and now he's running the gauntlet all the way to B. They finally realize that he's grabbed the bomb, and Amanek holding for the cross, but it's not a killing blow. And Yugi lives to tell the tale of the B site cross. Now with a bomb planted, it's deja vu. It's this round all over again, but this time, it's Yugi in the hot seat, 11 points of health. Jax and Amanek on for the retake in an eco round for G2. They can't afford to let another clutch slip through the net. Yugi waiting patiently. He's held onto tunnels all round. Both players for G2 coming through the doors. And Yugi lets the first man cross, not able to flick in time. It's Amanek with 4 kills and a defuse for G2.
Yeah, Amanek, 4 kills. What a massive round. He has no armor, he has nothing. Just a 5-7, flash through the long smoke. How did G2 constantly replicate these eco wins? 2 of the 4 of the rounds in this game are eco wins for G2. And like that one was just ridiculous. Like, even with the advantage, even with the pick, there's no way they should be winning that. Great work from G2 though. Flashed out, getting in the face of Astralis. Yugi tries his best, but I mean that tag from Amanek does actually have resounding consequences. That might have been a transfer for Yugi if he wasn't 10 health. Kenny can't see the AWP in middle. It's actually a scout. Dupree's taking the AWP long for a pick, but won't get the shot. Trades it back to Device. Device wants a bit of the action as well. A piece of the pie, perhaps. He goes middle. Bomb heading towards B. G2, one man there. This could once again be a quick-paced round for Astralis. It could end in disaster for G2. Nice leg onto Zip. That's the bomb spotted in spawn. They're actually not going to commit to B off the back of it, but that bomb does go spawn side towards the site. Luckily, Kenny's actually supporting from the window this time, giving a little bit more room in mid for Device to work.
Kenny, his time to shine now. That's Dupree found. They're pressuring him, but Kenny's not moving. And with this follow-up onto Magisk, he's now relying that Amanek is going to be able to hold down the tunnels. Don't be confused. That was Hunter dropping Device down in mid, not Amanek here through the smoke. Don't worry, guys. It's actually going to get mopped up by Kenny. So G2, 5th round to their name. They keep it nice and clean. That's brilliant looking to the future for this squad, because it's an eco right now on the Astralis side.
Certainly a round that we didn't expect to see, given how this game started. A 6-1 lead for Astralis, but G2 has certainly closed the gap a little bit, thanks to these eco victories. Bit of a streak here now of a 3rd round, perhaps, if Astralis can't win the Glocks. And, well, I would be betting on Astralis not winning with Glocks. Jack supported by Kenny's AWP on long, 2 in B. G2 not wanting to get rushed and be put into retakes. Astralis don't have any util to get onto a site here. That's going to make things very difficult. And likely just a bloodbath in the favor of G2 at this level. You know, with Glocks, it's a very different case to being, you know, on the CT side with some P250s and some flashbangs than it is to be on the T side when you've got to get through these long-range battles or these tight choke points. Either of them are unfavorable. And in towards the A site, Astralis head. Missed shots, though, gives Astralis an opportunity to at least get a bomb plant in this round. That would be excellent if they can do it. The molly's there. The plant is in, though. There's the money made. They're going to burn to a crisp, but it doesn't really matter for Astralis. That is a profitable round. Device kills Nexa, and even though Zip is going to probably just save his Glock, that's going to be a sick round for G2 and a big bonus when it comes to the cash for Astralis. Locked and loaded is that round. And now Astralis can fully buy moving forward.
Yeah, still, this comfortable lead that Astralis had is now feeling like a bit of a distant memory. You know, you think about the fact that this was, what, 6-1 for Astralis at one point in time. This is a nice recovery here from G2. In this round, it's Zip next to Device, finding the openers, but Nexa trying to take matters into his own hands, and with a stellar spray helped out by Jack, they've held on to long. It's Device once again in a clutch situation here. It was a 1v2. He's got it down to a 1v1. Jack's on the other side. A Device donning the M4, not wasting time with the AWP. Gets a little overzealous there. Jack swings out wide, takes the fight early, isn't playing the bomb. And Device wasn't ready. 7-7. G2 tying this one up. As we said, this was 6-1 in favor of Astralis at one point in time. So this 7-7 scoreline is a well-recovered half from G2.
Don't get me wrong, G2 have had bad games against Astralis. They've been stomped, but as said on the you know the analyst, I keep saying desk. It's not desk, but I guess I'm going to use the word desk. Is the fact that, you know, G2, if their players are performing, if they're at the level that we know they can be at, they can certainly compete against Astralis. So right now we're seeing that in the server 7-7. And do remember as well, all these previous matchups, all these historic games between Astralis and G2 here in the Road to Rio and EPL and Katowice, that was all without Yugi. That was with Glaive. So Astralis are playing, you know, a harder game right now, considering they don't have their in-game leader in play. Right now, G2 are in full control of this last round of the half. A man up, Device tagged, and a man stuck at Gandalf. Could work in Dupree's favor, though. He's kind of timing. check though. Hunter, oh, it's a messy one. Looked like it was on for Dupree, but not connecting. Hunter now going wide with a couple more before his demise. Device is dead, 2 through the smoke, and G2 will win the half. Great start for Astralis, but they slowed down near the end. Who's going to pick it up? Moving to the end of Dust 2, you'll have to wait and see. Join us after the break.
Like molten rock, folks are broken off when I blow the spot like soda pop. Once I've been shaken, I'm the man if I can't be so brazen. Steep in the technique I propel, so the people jump up from the seats and the spell and amazing before anybody can safely afford in the fee that you pay at the door. My rhythm rolls till it overflows, and I get so funky you can hold your nose. So if you wanna come see me rip it again, you better come now or you won't get in. It's jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse, stand back. We ain't trying to lose. When you watch, we'll be rock up y'all to the call in the cups, cause we back them in. Let my rap begin, then I move like a fuse when it's crackling. No eagle trip or loaded clip, no keys to flip or bones to pick. Undefiled and it's fresh, cause it gets volatile with finesse. Hip hop style at its best. When I go up and do my act, the place shakes till the roof is cracked. Make the DJ roof collapse. So when I'm done, get moving fast. Front to back, inside to side, it's wall to wall and it's happening live. But man, I ain't tripping if you should leave. I understand if you need a little room to breathe. It's jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse, stand back. We ain't trying to lose. It's jam packed. We're gonna light the fuse, stand back. We ain't trying to lose. One more time, break it down now. Woo! Give me the match. Countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna light the fuse. We ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse. Come on, we ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse. Come on, we ain't trying to lose. We're gonna light the fuse. Woo!
Well, at the end of the first half, G2, they're able to find themselves in the lead with a commanding little comeback under their belts. 6-1 down, now an 8-7 half, and G2 laughing at the fact that Astralis ever thought they were going to walk away with this map without a fight. Now moving into their T side, they're going to set up down here in the lower tunnels. They've got players making noise and keeping the hurt down on mid to deny any early info the way of the Danes. And G2 now about to rear their head out through these lower tunnels. Looking like this could be a mid to B play, right? You've got a smoke, you've got some flashes. Alternatively, you could head up over here towards the catwalk, drop that short cat smoke, and try and make this cat play happen. If they do go towards cat, it would have to be an all-in play. And the fact that they've still got Nexa and Kenny both floating around down in the lower tunnels, to me, doesn't scream that this is a commitment. And no, it's not. Jax tries to hop down into CT, and he does get down, but it's only his corpse. Dupree on with 4. This is the ace on the cards for Dupree and the pistol. My goodness, he has laid waste to G2. Nexa is the only man remaining. And Yugi, of course, going to snatch the ace away. Doesn't want anyone to forget about him in the server. But Dupree, this was stellar. He deals with Jackson CT. And then it's this little sequence of just dealing with Hunter and Amanek. Stellar stuff from him. And a great game from both Dupree and Device here for Astralis. That's the pistol round locked in. And now we have a tie game once again, Hugo.
Oh, look at Device as well. He's playing USP in this round. He's not even armed, as he knows G2 are going to be full eco in this one, which is, I'd say, you know, he's right. Great read for Device, but a bit of a gamble, you know. Dust 2, you don't see a lot of T-side force buys. You know, more commonly than not, you're going to just go Glocks and get AK with bare minimum util in that third, because far more effective than Deagles, Tech 9s in this one. Zipex up on Catwalk, combined with a Scout, are just going to tear apart these T's in the middle area. Nexa getting tagged at top, and Jax trying to do what he can down lower. G2 trying to at least bait Astralis into giving them a kill at bare minimum, but that's just not happening. Astralis are clinical with their fights, and they will say goodnight. 9 rounds and no deaths in it. Nice. Looking for a Glock, or looking for a pistol upgrade, grabs nothing but a Glock, and we'll throw it away. 9 rounds, and the buy is here for Astralis. Here's what that eco from Device allows them to do. Buy up that AWP nice and early in this game. G2 fully bought in round number 3, AKs and all the utility behind it. Where are they going to go?
Well, quite the opener found by Kenny. Not the start that Astralis wanted into this round, and a missed shot from Device. Nade's going to follow up with a nice chunky bit of damage, and oh my goodness, there's even more nades going in. Yeah, I don't blame him, he doesn't know what's hit him. That's a triple nade stack from Catwalk. Now, oh my goodness, Jax is almost gone as well. Astralis, they've got a new weapon, man. They've brought artillery into the game. This is wild. There was a lower tunnels threat, but it's pretty much dealt with on the back of the nades. Jax is 11 points of health, Hunter is out of the round, and now it falls to the other 3 here for G2 to try and pick up the slack.
And they're going right into this stack as well. Device is here on the A site with 2 more. And no one's looking at Catwalk, funnily enough. They got to change that one as Jax goes flying through the smoke, only temporarily. He's made quick work of Device scoped, and a Molotov coming as a player on long. Zipex has got him as well. This MP9 is doing everything and more for Astralis. Finally overwhelmed, but Device has not been cleaned out of the site. And even though he's low, they don't have a grenade to get rid of him. Dupree, if he dies on the flank, G2 can still win this round. If Dupree holds and stays here, he can stop it all happening, but he's missed the timing. He's gone up through long. He's gone for this flank. G2 throwing a mid to B smoke. Maybe Dupree will get called back. Maybe they'll realize, but they're still going to commit towards A. They're just going to go up Catwalk and into Device. Dupree might not even play into the round. Yugi's in spawn. And here they come. Device, missed shot. No second opportunity. Nexa gets the kill. And now the bomb plant's been allowed. G2 have some way been given away into this round.
Nexa. Jump scouted by Yugi. Amanek falls as well. And Astralis, they regain control of that round. It looked like G2 might have done enough. Nexa was delivering kills left and right, but Yugi just blindsides him, jumping around like it's nothing, like it's casual. Here's a replay of the nades. Like, this was brutal. Zipnix as well. With there's just so many kills where I'm sat here and I'm like, okay, don't really know how they've done it, but they have. It is pretty,
for you.
Yeah, it's pretty great though, man. Like, one of the things I do like about Glaive going away is the Device even said it. You know, they're just going to be focusing on like the individuals in the beginning and like getting Magis comfortable. And I kind of like, you know, a bit of a looser Astralis in a sense of the word. You know, a time for the individual talent to shine through, because this team's always kind of known for how good and sound they are tactically. Well, this can serve as a reminder that they've got the goods in the server as well. A Device running on out of mid, helped out by Dupree. The rotation is perfectly timed on his behalf. He's still holding down middle and does get overwhelmed there by the MAC-10s. This leaves Yugi in a bit of an awkward spot. He's going to try and hold down this B site solo, and he has dropped the bomb. He's actually removed 2. Hunter with a flank down from the Catwalk, though. He's made this round possible. He's put them in a doable situation.
Yeah, you can see Zip just runs away from that fight immediately, though. He wants to play with Yugi. They have Util, and the bomb on B, it's dropped. So Astralis don't need to risk anything in this round. They can just wait for G2 to come to them. Zipex checking lower is given a timing where G2 can isolate Yugi in the site, but they don't know where he's playing from. They've cleared out a lot of these positions. Yugi doesn't know they're inside A or B either, but he's going to flick back round. Does a dink? Nothing more. The AWP posted will fall off. Zip can kill it with a nade. That's a massive grenade, and Kenny does survive. Another Molotov available as well. Kenny holding down the site and Hunter running for his life. Zip has a one-on-one, and he's not going to take it. Kenny fast on the AWP, and I think Zip was still considering the fact that there could be that second player there. They were not. Nice B hold from Yugi, but yeah, the setup for Astralis, they're getting a lot of very unfortunate timings in this game. Thinking of, you know, Dupree going long when he's flanking mid, and G2 just come back on Cat right there, checking tunnels when G2 are coming in through, you know, middle. Astralis have been getting caught out a little bit here, unlike them. But 10-9 up. What's the play here?
Oh, well, Dupree, he's sick and tired of waiting around, and with that molly behind him, he doesn't have much of a choice. But one of the things you gotta say about Astralis is, man, it's like they're all on like the same wavelength. It is like a hive mind, the way that they play this game. Everyone's helping each other out, and Dupree has his life saved there. A great flash, and Nexa is so blind. Amanek and Kenny left in a 2-on-5. Amanek's caught a timing out through mid, and they don't know he's here. Kenny is the bomb and almost goes down. Amanek could win this whole round, and yeah, they're not ready for him. He gets the kill at B, he turns around, follows up onto Dupree, and he's carved a path back into this round for G2. It's all now hinging on whether or not Kenny can survive the journey, and it's looking good for him. He's ran all the way through T-spawn. Xyp9x is going to try and cut him off, but Amanek's already moved into the tunnels, is already here to help out, and it's another kill for Amanek in this round. He's put them into a 2-on-2 with just the MAC-10. Magisk and Device. Oh, well now just Device. Amanek is on for the ace in a round where it was him and Kenny up against the flawless Astralis. He's made it doable. He's made it more than doable. He's almost locked in the round for G2. Amanek, the savior, the Mac Daddy. And come on, get the ace. There it is. He'll get it. 5 kills to his name. $3,000 made. And it's all on the back of catching that timing through mid and just maintaining the trigger discipline. He had kills on A that he could have gone for, but it was at quite the range, and he just beelines into the B bomb site and wins the whole round on his own.
You'll notice 4 of those kills are headshots. I think only 1 of them was a dink, and that's because Astralis had low economy and bought up. They fully invested, but they didn't buy head armor. That's a common, way to save some money when you know you're up against AKs, but that's why Amanek pulled that in, right? Astralis think they're up against AKs, psych. MAC-10 in play, and there's 2 of them here and now, and an eco round for Astralis when G2 definitely know what they're up against. No way Astralis can fully buy into this round, and now they need to give not only G2 the lead, but a little bit of wiggle room as well. Astralis won't have the money in the next round to fully buy up. Gotta wait. G2, they're certainly doing that. They're stalling out this round time. Astralis are hoping for a kill to come their way with the pistols, but one by one they're getting made work of. Kenny dropping Device. Zip is near the end of his life as well. He doesn't know it, but Hunter's up catwalk with the MAC-10, and that's A cleaned up, taken. And no one here for Astralis to stop that. Jax is cutting off rotations, or at least trying to, and he will get denied. Kenny, careful, you've got the AWP, buddy. You don't want to lose that, as it's going to be the MAC-10s that find almost every kill in this round. G2 up to 11. Astralis still with 1 more eco before the things start to get back on track. So, yeah, may as well keep running the MAC-10. Why not?
Yeah, another eco from Astralis. Gives perfect timing for these SMGs to find a lot of effect. I want to see what Nexa is going to bring to the table with his. Bar's certainly been set high by Amanek. It's a quad catwalk setup here for Astralis with all these pistols. What are they going to be able to find from this? Because Astralis taking this gamble, they're hoping that people come cat. With how G2 is set up, it certainly feels like they are going to try and take this catwalk. Kenny gets deeked on the cross at long, and now they might be looking for this trade. And this might bait them in even further. Alternatively, they just mid to B. And I think they figured this out. I think they realized, okay, it's a cat stack. Let's go. Let's take this site. Dupree, USP. These aren't great odds for him to defend this site. And he falls almost immediately. For Astralis now, it might just be a save on this AWP with Magisk. You can maybe justify sending these pistols in just to try and find something. But it looks like they're just going to play bodyguard to the AWP.
Get down, Mr. President. Or at least give me your AWP first. That's the only thing other than the Kevlar and Yugi Astralis are really going to take out of this round. But at this point, take what you can get. G2, they're in the lead. They are 12-10 up right now, in control of this map. Not only a long old comeback in that first half, where Astralis had a 6-1 lead and ended it with 7 on the T side. But now in this half two, pistol locked in for Astralis, the conversions. And ever since that point, G2 have been clean with the rifle rounds. And I mean, we've had a lot of ecos for Astralis, right? Economy has not been their mainstay. And so a quick pause before they get back into the gun rounds, because this game is certainly getting a little close, a little worrying for Astralis potentially. 1-10 in the last 9 months against Astralis, but their only win was on Dust 2. Well, G2 are looking to add another one to the list. Certainly easier said than done, but they are in pole position, 2 rounds ahead. The buy is here. Nexus is still on a MAC 10, despite players being on double-digit money for G2, so really feeling confident. And what that does do is the fact that G2 have been running so many MAC 10s is Astralis feel the necessity to buy head armor, and that's what they've all done with the exception of Yugi. Don't be fooled by his $400. He can't afford it. His armor isn't at 100, because he did survive last round, so... Had a PC crash on the Astralis side of things. That will be hopefully quickly solved. We even had one over here and you guys didn't realize. So, you know, can get that done, sorted. Nice and quick. Back into the gameplay. And this is it. The most crucial rifle round of the map. If G2 win this, they might just go over the line. If Astralis do, then they can still fight on Dust 2.
Well, Amanek fast flashed out at long, and there was meant to be a bit of a response here. The counter flashes are in. Magisk is going to try and get across into the pit, but he doesn't survive the crossing.
Nice.
There's the follow-up nade from Zipex, and that's going to keep things even. Now, the rest of G2, they're looking to hit B. They're looking to go in, and Yugi has to make a stand. He's doubled up, and that's enough for G2 to reconsider. They leave the tunnels. They slow it down. Now they're no longer looking to commit. Dupree continuing to spam them down. I think maybe we stop standing on the other side of the smoke, G2. He's not the 2 players you want to try and trifle with. And Dupree, he's lost him for blood. He's going to tuck himself in and play this crossfire with old mate Yugi at the B site. G2 with a minute left on the clock. Time is really their only ally at this point in time. Kenny going to start to creep on forward. Yugi looking to be this first point of contact. Dupree yet to get a kill in this round, is a bit of an unknown entity being in this corner. Yugi swinging out, does best Kenny, and able to assist with the follow-up onto Nexus. So it's a nice clean round for Astralis. They lose Magisk early on, but they are quick and hefty with the response.
Yeah, worth noting that Magisk is in-game leading inside of the current Astralis roster. At least that's what Yugi claims in recent interviews. So I think that's interesting. I'm sure Zonic is having more, say than ever inside of this team, considering he can comm while the round's live, and obviously the fact that the regular in-game leader is not here. So just taking a bit of a hit in his performance in this game, but it's early days in the series. Zip is close on long. This is a dangerous position, but he's going to move away before the smoke fades, so it shouldn't be a problem. And plenty of utility to stall a long play as well. G2 grouped in B with the bomber top mid. They want to take full mid control, make sure this AWP isn't looking down. They would be correct in that assumption. There are 2 though for Astralis. That's something that hasn't been in this game, or hasn't appeared in this game yet for Astralis at least. So Yugi and Device. 1 on B, that's Yugi. Device is on long. He's going to have to deal with his cat take as G2 set up the utility.
Yeah, Device is going to be a lot more free to a help here over at short side, thanks to Zipnik's having this very, very close angle. And actually, it's not a cat play from G2. Yeah. It's an El Clasico CT drop. They do this a lot, and this time Dupree is not able to get ahead of it. Yugi now, first time we've seen him with this secondary AWP, but he's going to come to life with the first. Zipnik deals with Kenny down in mid, and they're already in the site. Yugi caught trying to snipe players at the crossing in middle. Well, they've already gotten in through the window. And so this B site has fallen. It's just going to be the save here for Astralis, holding on to the double AWPs. G2 taking a 13th round. This cat split that they love to do when they go for these B plays, once again, yields some big results for the squad.
That was the pistol round for G2, if you remember, right? They did the exact same thing. They dropped Jackson to CT spawn on what looks like a cat take, and then they fall out in mid and go for a mid to B. Dupree 4K'd that round, worth noting. So This time, it's a very different case.
Well, also critically, right, about that, when they tried it in the pistol, there was also a player in CT, which was helpful for Dupree because it kind of, you know, divided the attention of the guys in mid. But in that round there, because he's holding it down alone, the moment they get CT controlled and they're not getting shot at, everyone that goes out into middle is looking at Dupree. And that's one of the benefits of having Jax go for that CT drop, right? Is like, if he gets the information, it's clear, you're not even looking right anymore. You know, you're only worried about the peaks from the B site and close left in mid.
Well, another point as well is I'm glad that Astralis aren't like sacrificing their players in positions for Yugi, right? Like they put Yugi in this team, they fit him in around them, and that's good, right? We're seeing, when we see this double AWP, we still always see Device in his default positions, or at least in the good positions that you want your main AWP to be in, right? He's AWPing, you know, long on Dust2. He's watching Cat from Car. He's making Yugi play B, and that's good, right? You definitely don't want, you know, like you definitely don't want Astralis to have to change what's working just to incorporate this player. So the fact that Yugi's filling in the pieces, filling in the gaps is certainly positive for Astralis. But what's not positive for Astralis is the scoreline. 13-10, G2 in the lead by 2. Astralis back in with a buy and back in with that double AWP.
Oh, and it's a fast B play, a real change of pace from G2. Perfect time to spring something like this onto Astralis, and with both players falling immediately, it's already a save. There's already not a chance in hell that you win this round. And with Amanek even lurking up through Catwalk, he could cut down one of these AWPs. Sorry, Yugi, that's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes sometimes. Amanek dropping in behind enemy lines. And a 14th now appearing where the number 13 is. That's how this works.
Crazy.
It's pretty cool how they coded that in.
The save is successful, Harry, but I mean, so is G2. This is a great Dust2 game for them right now, right? Considering Nuke and Vertigo are coming up, a map pool that certainly favors Astralis, like most map pools do. G2 definitely needed Dust2 in this series if they wanted to make it competitive, and boy, this is more than competitive. Full save, 5 alive for G2. Only 2 rounds to push them over the edge to let them take their map pick in this series. Only 1 AWP this time. The money is finally run dry, right? Yugi losing that in CT to the cat drop. So Astralis only get away with 1. That really has to be put to good use right now. Device is spotting middle, trying to stop one of these faster plays from G2. Kenny posted on long, pushed back by the flash. Zip takes control. So Astralis, they have B smoked, they've got long smoked. Catwalk's being watched by Device's AWP, and double mid setup as well, or by Magis rather, double mid setup. So everything is covered here for Astralis. And G2 letting them get away with it, at least for now, not really pressuring too much. It's a flash in mid for some information. Hunter goes for it, but Molly does land. G2 looking like another A take, again with this setup, right? You could always fall back into not only mid to Bs, but if needed, throw Jackson to CT spawn again, try that same setup. We'll see if G2 just commit to the 5-man cat play, though. Everyone's here right now. Magisk is looking to push it, and he's ahead of the flashbang as well. Good shot. Magisk gets 1. That's worth it. The trade is in. Device is posted with the AWP, and Zip is on long as well. G2 are already getting flanked. Last time Dupree did this, he pushed too long, and he went long. This time he needs to come in on that cat flank if he wants to win the round.
Oh, and he's caught a good timing there. Dupree coming in, and Device now repositioning. Is given a bit of breathing room as a result of them having to turn around and deal with his teammate on cap. And Astralis, they do get a handle back on that round. It's a team ace, everyone pulling their weight for the Danish side. 12 now on the board, still 2 behind that of the G2 squad. But a chance for Astralis to recover within regulation. As we approach round 27, the money for either side is okay, but it's definitely Astralis bearing the brunt of the risk right now. And for them being the team on the back foot, that is not where they want to find themselves. This next round, this one right here, is imperative if they want to keep this comeback rolling.
That's a good time nade from Device, but actually Jax sneaks back and won't receive too much of a beating. G2 are heavy in middle right now. 3 players setting up. with the Molotov in middle. That's not going to do anything. I don't know if that was meant to be a molly or it was simply just a fake to distract them. Either way, G2 are moving fast off the back of it, and Astralis have no idea how close they are. dupreeh needs to be careful. Jax's shot. dupreeh knows he turns, but he's too late. His smoke in his hand and a bullet in his face. It's a double entry into B. That's the round done. Astralis won't even consider it. They won't even think about it. It's already moved past it as this save is happening. G2 with a bomb plant off the back of 2 kills. The fast mid to B. We saw Device go middle last round with the AWP to deny exactly that. And G2 do it 1 round later. No one watching, no one waiting, no one ready. And it's not every day that you can catch Astralis with their pants down. So G2 will take that 15 rounds. Looking to push us over the line.
Yeah, G2 are even hunting, and I absolutely love this decision to hunt. If they even take 1 weapon away, that is huge. And if Device falls with the AWP, that would be even bigger, but they're not moving, they're not budging. Device, Magisk, and Zipex able to stay alive. That is going to be worth its weight in gold here, up against map point for G2. Thankfully, with saving these 3 rifles, the buy is in for Astralis, and it looks great. It's everything they could possibly need. So a very essential save coming through there for the 3 players to stay alive. But is it going to be enough, or is it all in vain? G2 back to the B site. El Clasico here. They've had so much success at this side of the map, and they throw a lot of attention here early on, and now they duck away. They're trying to force a heavy rotation into B from Astralis. And now they slow it right down. They send players back into the lower tunnels. I'm curious if because you can see Zipnix on the minimap is getting like a little bit curious about long, and in response to seeing so many players at B, I wonder if we see Astralis get curious at other avenues on the map.
Well, that's why Nex is in T-Spawn. He just left B to go watch this exact position, to watch for that long flank. G2, they throw those nades B, and they hope that Astralis over-rotate as well as use a lot of util. Now it's a fast cat. Magisk stopped the first man in. Gonna re-peek for more. Catches Hunter with grenades out. Astralis 2 men up in this round. G2 not giving up, though. They're on the T side. Any round is winnable, even in this position. It's not as clean-cut as being locked out by a post-plant. G2, well, they're locked out anyway, post-plant or not. The kills are coming through. Nexa gets 1 walking through the smoke. Oh, the spray is whiffed, and yeah, he's not going to get a 3rd chance of that one. Zip does clean it up. Astralis find 13. Still 2 behind Harry, but it is looking attainable. It is certainly looking doable for Astralis. G2 with their last tactical pause, and Astralis trying to bring us to overtime.
Yeah, just 2 rounds away from OT. It feels doable. Raised main, by the way. Hunter with 355 utility damage, more than Jax. Wait,
Jax has no util damage.
Jax is 0.
Yeah, that's the joke.
That's the joke. No, I know. I can read.
Second.
Yeah, well, you know, like reading isn't my strong suit, but like also I can do it if I try really hard. So there's that. Like I just look at like every other word and I try and piece it together.
In school, did your teachers tell your parents that you had so much potential? You just need to unleash your potential, Harry. Is that the
No, they just said like he's 16, he should be able to read by now. That's pretty much how that went down. And yeah, well, here we go. G2, 15 on the board, and Astralis trying to take us to overtime. AWP in the hands of Device, and he's got it over here in middle. He's looking to get stuck into this round. Device. And there was a time. He's been having a great game today. That molly misses again. They throw it for the 2nd time. And now they try and execute out into middle with the flashes. Device still posted up here, but Kenny will remove him from this round, from round 29. A key man taken out of it. And now Astralis 3 on 4. Have to try and do the impossible to keep this one alive.
Yeah, and it really does feel impossible with Astralis pulling away from A at the worst moment, right? Zippy's trying to regain lost ground, but that molly is going to signal his position, and Amanek will just rid him of the round. Smoke on the molly. Desperate times now for Astralis. It's Magisk and Yugi in a 2-on-4 for the map. Mollies again do more and more damage. It's not the damage that's the problem. It's the information that G2 get from it. They know there's a player in CT. They know where both of these Astralis members are. Yugi, good shot, but it's quickly traded, and it might not be enough for Magisk to clutch this round. He jumps, he dies. G2 take it, the victory here. It's 16 rounds on the board, and they will push us to nuke. Astralis is picking the series. And boy, oh boy, this one's heating up, Harry.
Yeah, it really is, man. G2, they looked great just then. They really did. And for Astralis, it's a bit of a shame that it eludes them in the way that it does, but I'm happy that this series at least has some legs on it now to try and go all 3 maps. I think there's a great chance that we get to see them all, Hugo. And I mean, if G2 are playing like this, if Astralis are playing like this, if it's this brawly, if it's this kind of back and forth, I can't wait. And I imagine you guys can't wait either, but for now, I'm afraid you're going to have to wait. We'll throw this over to a quick break, then we'll be back with the analyst desk and that second map, so stick around.